Are you one of those people who suffer from electromagnetic hypersensitivity, fatigue, tiredness, stress, brain fog, aches, and pains? What if I told you that you can soak your way into serenity? Soak in Serenity, our new herbal bath formula, is known to soothe anxiety, relieve stress and fatigue in just one bath. Visit our store at blacksunrise.com/herbs dash page. Remember to spell sunrise SONRISE. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another segment of your Global Black News. And in today's segment, we look at Congress proposes paying Americans $2,000 a month. Could coronavirus have been a way of testing universal basic income? Let's find out. Okay, so this article was written on April 17th by Victor Tangerman. Emergency money. Two Democratic lawmakers are proposing a bill that would pay Americans over the age of 16, individuals and families alike, $2,000 a month for 6 months, or however long the current coronavirus crisis continues to ravage the U.S. economy. The Emergency Money for the People Act was introduced by Representatives Ro Khanna from California and Tim Ryan, Democrat from Ohio, on Tuesday. A one-time $1,200 check isn't going to cut it, Khanna said in a statement, referring to the Coronavirus Aid, Relief and Economic Security CARES, signed by Trump on March 27th. Proud to announce my latest bill with Representative Ro Khanna to provide ongoing payments to hardworking Americans who have been impacted by Corona. That was the tweet. Checks and balances. Payments would also be available through a number of channels to ensure that those with a bank account or permanent home address can receive the money. Any American who makes less than $130,000 a year would be eligible. Each additional child would net an additional $500. This is very good. Americans need sustained cash infusions for the duration of the crisis in order to come out on the other side alive, healthy, and ready to go back to work. This makes sense. In fact, every other country, so-called developed country, has something like this in their system. They're not giving people a one-time check of $1,200. They're giving them 3 months or 4 months or some as much as 6 months deposits into their account. And here's what I say. If corporations for the last 30 years could get billions in bailouts after posting, because many people complain about socialism, but what do you think the bailouts were in 2007, 2008? That's socialism. But that's socialism on the back of the average taxpayer. Where was the bailouts for the average taxpayer? So everyone complains they don't like socialism, they don't like socialism. But I'm like, every time a corporation that posts billions in profits gets government handouts, that's socialism. So why can't the average person get it? And then when I hear the stupid argument, who's going to pay for it? I'm like, you've been paying for it. I'm like, it's not who's going to pay for it. You already paid for it. Okay? Anyway. So members on both sides of the aisle are finally coming together around the idea of sending money out to the people. Well, my goodness, our government leaders became human. Our government leaders actually think like humans. The news comes after President Trump signed the CARES Act into law last month. The $2 trillion package promised one-off $1,200 payments for every American, with another $500 billion allocated for corporate bailouts. What did I tell you? But think about this. The 2007 2008 crash, the corporations got bailouts. You did not get a bailout. Did you guys forget the Y2K? They got another bailout. Did you guys forget the dot-com crash? They got another bailout. The financial crash, it's like we had like 5 financial crashes where they got bailouts. Okay? Now it's time to bail out the average person. And those of you who don't like it, stop calling it socialism. Because socialism is what the corporations get, and they post ridiculous profits. And then worst of all, they have the nerve to fire you, downsize you, and then move your jobs to another country and then get bailouts from the government? Whatever. Almost 50 billion were handed out to ailing airlines alone, while the proposed monthly payments are a long shot in the United States political landscape. The move wouldn't be without precedent. I told you this. Canada, for instance, unveiled a $2,000 per month emergency response benefit. I told you, other so-called first world countries are not just bailing out their corporations with billions in packages. They're bailing out their citizens, and they're not bailing them out with a mere $1,200 check. They're bailing them out for like 3-4 months because they know, look, they're gonna need it. All right, so this is what I think. I think that this is a great idea, and I think it's high time that conservatives stop saying that it's socialism. Every time you bail out a corporation and every time a billion-dollar corporation gets government welfare, that's socialism. If it can work for the corporations, it can work for you. All right, join us again for another segment. Oh, and before we go, when you get that money, use it wisely. Okay? Because I think it's going to pass. It's going to pass the House and the Senate because people are going to be pissed as hell that corporations are getting bailed out again and not the regular people. But listen, when you get that money, okay, in the second round of whatever they're implementing, that $2,000 a month for 3-4 months, use it wisely. What do I mean by that? Look into starting a micro business. I keep drilling this. Look into starting a micro business. Look into getting an online business. Look into setting up a home office. Look into remote work. The economic and political climate, if you can't see, is changing. Look into the investing in purchasing land. Something. Look into urban agriculture. If you're going to stay in a city, urban agriculture. Really begin to think. Think. When you get that money, think. Now, granted, you're probably going to have bills to pay that's going to be 3 or 4 months lump coming. So with that kind of act, why don't you pressure your local, state, and federal officials? Pressure them, as I heard one very brilliant, angry white guy say, very brilliant man. He said, listen, put the 3 months on the back end. Don't ask us for 3 months when you lift everything. Don't ask us for the 3 months as soon as you lift it. Just put it on the back end. You know what I mean? So where are we? We're in April, right? So if it's 3 months rent, okay? Why can't you do a month and a half, a month and a half, a month and a half? Or say, look, December, the 3 months rent. Or say December 2020, that's 2 months rent. December 2021, 2 months rent. December 2022, 2 months rent. For the mortgage, instead of asking for the 3 months that they're holding, they're saying, okay, ask for it at the end of the mortgage cycle. You know, so there are ways around these things. So really, really, really think about how you use that money. Really think about how you use that money going forward because things are changing. The business environment is going to be changing. Education is going to be changing. You're not going to have any privacy. Really think. All right, guys? So join us again for another segment of your Global Black News.